Ever get so annoyed by someone you start plotting their downfall in the shower? My name is Cynthia.
And my name is Chris, and I am not just replaying the argument, full-on villain origin story, dramatic music and all. Plotting is a bit much. I just imagine hiding one sock from every pair they own.
Sure, but let's be real. Sometimes it goes way past missing socks. Some people take revenge so far, they end up ruining their own lives.
And today, we're counting down 9 people who got revenge and absolutely nuked themselves in the process.
Buckle up, these stories are wild. You work hard, hope for a promotion, and then Todd from accounting gets it, despite playing Minesweeper all year.
Our first story's hero didn't just update their resume, they hacked company servers, leaked info, and crashed the system.
The company lost millions, but our revenge mastermind lost even more. Job, reputation, and freedom.
The FBI doesn't care about your office drama. Mess with data, you're applying for prison.
Judges aren't impressed by I Hated Todd.
Now they're broke, unemployable, and starring in America's Dumbest Criminals.
Revenge? Temporary? Criminal record? Forever.
Next time, just block Todd on Slack.
Breakups can get ugly, but this person took things to a whole new level, going absolutely nuclear online. Instead of just moving on, they decided to unleash a storm of fake screenshots and wild accusations, plastering lies about their ex all over every social media platform they could find. It wasn't just a few angry posts. It was a calculated campaign, designed to ruin their ex's reputation and turn friends and strangers alike against them. The internet, as always, was quick to react.
For a minute, it actually worked. The ex got dragged through the mud, with hundreds of angry comments piling up by the hour. Notifications exploded, and the story went viral in their circle. People who barely knew the couple were suddenly picking sides, sharing the posts, and adding fuel to the fire. It was digital chaos, and for a brief moment, the revenge seeker felt like they'd won.
But the internet moves fast, and so does the truth. It didn't take long for holes to appear in the story. Friends started asking questions, and soon enough, the ex lawyered up. Suddenly, the tables turned. The person who started it all found themselves on the receiving end of a defamation lawsuit, one that came with real consequences, not just online drama.
Now, instead of sitting back with popcorn and enjoying the drama, our would-be internet avenger is drowning in legal fees, endless paperwork, and a reputation that's been shredded far worse than their ex's ever was. Every email is a new bill. Every phone call is another reminder that actions online can have very real, very expensive consequences.
You really speedran your own downfall. What started as a petty act of revenge turned into a full-blown disaster, with your name now attached to a scandal that's impossible to shake.
Imagine sitting in your next job interview, trying to explain why your name is trending online, except it's not for anything good. Yes, I'm trending, but not in a good way. That's not exactly the kind of attention you want when you're trying to move forward in life.
It's all fun and games until lawyers get involved. Suddenly, those impulsive posts and fake screenshots aren't just drama, they're evidence.
So next time you feel the urge to air your dirty laundry online, maybe just don't. Take a breath, step away from the keyboard, and think about the long-term consequences.
Or at the very least, if you absolutely must share something, make sure it's your own story to tell, not someone else's private life.
Clout fades. Court records don't. That viral moment might feel powerful, but legal consequences can last a lifetime.
In every neighborhood, there's always that one dispute that spirals out of control. This time, it all started with something as trivial as a parking spot. What should have been a simple conversation between neighbors quickly turned into a full-blown neighborhood drama, with tempers flaring and voices raised. The peaceful suburban street was suddenly filled with chaos, sirens blaring, flashing lights, and neighbors gathering outside their homes, watching the spectacle unfold.
At first, it was just a few angry notes left on windshields, passive-aggressive reminders to park somewhere else. But things escalated fast. Soon, someone took it a step further, smashing windows and keying paint. The tension kept building until one night, it reached a boiling point. In a shocking act of revenge, someone set their neighbor's car on fire, turning a petty feud into a dangerous crime.
But fire doesn't care about boundaries. The flames leapt from one car to another, quickly spreading to a nearby garage. Within minutes, what started as a single act of arson became a full-scale emergency, with multiple vehicles and part of a home engulfed in flames. Firefighters rushed to the scene, battling the blaze as neighbors watched in disbelief.
The fire department arrived just in time to prevent even more destruction. Police launched an investigation, combing through evidence and interviewing witnesses. It didn't take long before security camera footage revealed the culprit, our so-called hero, caught red-handed in the act of arson.
And all of this, every shattered window, every burned car, every sleepless night for the neighbors, was over a single parking spot. It's hard to believe how quickly things can spiral out of control when anger takes the wheel.
Now, the person responsible is facing serious consequences: felony arson charges, a criminal record, and the very real possibility of spending years behind bars. All because they couldn't let go of a grudge over where someone parked their car.
Imagine sitting in a prison cell trying to explain to your cellmate why you're there. "I just hated my neighbor's Honda Civic." It sounds ridiculous, but for some, anger clouds judgment until it's too late to turn back.
The irony? In prison, you never have to worry about fighting for a parking spot. There's always plenty of space, just not the kind you want.
So what's the lesson here? If you ever find yourself getting that mad over a parking spot, take a deep breath and walk away. There's always another space, another block, another day. Don't let a moment of anger ruin your life.
We all know someone who thinks they're a tech genius. Maybe it's that friend who always fixes your Wi-Fi, or the one who can jailbreak a phone in minutes. But sometimes that confidence can go way too far. In this story, one person's pride in their hacking skills led them down a path they never expected.
After a heated argument and a falling out, this so-called tech whiz decided to get revenge. Fueled by anger, they broke into their ex-friend's digital life, hacking into banking accounts, social media profiles, emails, and even private cloud storage. No password was safe. They thought they were untouchable, hiding behind screens and fake usernames.
They didn't stop there. Feeling unstoppable, they leaked sensitive personal information online: photos, messages, even financial records. The thrill of power made them reckless, and soon, the damage was everywhere. Friends and family were shocked as private details spread across the internet, and the victim's life was turned upside down.
But cybercrime is a federal offense, and the digital trail was impossible to erase. Law enforcement quickly got involved. With advanced tracking tools, the feds traced the hack right back to the source. It didn't matter how clever the hacker thought they were. Every click left a footprint. Soon, it was game over.
The FBI showed up at their door, computers were seized, and the reality of the situation hit hard. Now, instead of bragging about their skills, our hacker is facing years behind bars, with a criminal record that will follow them for life. The consequences are real, and there's no undo button.
There's no hacker badge on LinkedIn that gets you hired after this. Employers check backgrounds, and a cybercrime conviction closes doors everywhere. That dream tech career? Gone in an instant. The digital world remembers, and so do hiring managers.
If you're going to hack anything, stick to your own Netflix account. Use your skills for good, learn, create, and help others. There are so many ways to shine online without crossing the line.
This one's reckless. Someone files a fake emergency report for revenge.
SWAT teams, lockdowns, innocent people at risk, all over a petty grudge.
Police trace the call and our mastermind is arrested.
Now they're facing felony charges and years in prison.
There's karma and then there's stupidity.
Imagine losing your freedom because you couldn't just block someone.
Someone actually tried to get revenge with poison, slipping something into a rival's food.
The victim survived, but the investigation went full CSI.
Police arrested the wannabe poisoner, charged with attempted murder.
That's decades in prison all over a grudge.
If your revenge plan needs a chemistry degree, you've gone too far.
Now it's prison oatmeal instead of sweet victory. Fueled by anger, someone attacks their rival in public, right in front of a crowd.
The victim survives, but the attacker is arrested on the spot, facing assault charges in prison.
You wanted an audience, but now your biggest fans are court-appointed attorneys.
No one wins. A moment of rage becomes years of regret.
If you feel like throwing hands, throw a pillow at your couch. Narrator, way less paperwork.
Family drama explodes. One argument turns into a revenge plot that causes serious harm.
Police, courts, and a life sentence follow.
One act of revenge, and you lose years with the people you love.
All over a disagreement that could have been solved with space or silence.
Now everyone's left with scars, emotional and legal.
As a normal, wanting payback, getting mad is normal. But getting revenge is not always the answer. Some people think that rage is a sin, but in reality, a little rage is actually a good thing when it comes to injustice, but you just have to do it, the right way and the legal way. It's all about balance, baby.
That's how you lose everything. But acting on it like this?
Or hit mute. Maybe just block them.
Your peace is worth more than revenge.
Way less prison time and you keep your Netflix account. Ignore them.
If you made it this far, congrats, you know what not to do.
Like, subscribe or don't. We're not your parents.
See you on the flip side.